What's up, rich friend? Today I'm putting two investing ETF heavyweights head to head. SCHD versus SCHG. If you had to pick just one to build your long-term wealth, which one would it be? The dividend-paying powerhouse or the high-flying growth machine? If you don't know which one is best for you, don't worry, you know I got you. In this episode, I'm breaking down everything you need to know. Which ETF has performed better over time? Which one makes the most sense for your personal financial goals? And my personal take on how to get the best out of both worlds, because we want our cake and we want to eat it too, right?
We getting money, money, money. Wouldn't you mirror sharing gems with her getting money, money, money. Getting a line, growing money and getting money, money, money. It's your life, trying to give more life. Money.
Now, before you get started, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you're not already a subscriber of the Get Money Show. Help the algorithm do its algorithm thing. And help me get to 10,000 subscribers. The more people who are subscribed, the more I get to help others take control of their money so their money no longer controls them. And if that's you and you need to take control of your money, please ensure that you are subscribed to this channel so we can all finally have our money working harder for us than we work for it. And for more incredible, easy to implement money hacks that get you to 7 figures and more, join me and my rich friends. I've linked the description here and it's also in the top of the comments. So what is SCHD and what is SCHG? Well, they're both ETFs or exchange traded funds, basically a basket of stocks that allows for instant diversification. But there are strong and clear differences between the two, and you need to know which one is going to be the best for you. So I call SCHD the dividend boss. It's the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF. And it's made up of large, stable companies that not only pay you dividends, but consistently grow that dividend. So if you love hearing that cha-ching sound in your account every single quarter, this is going to be the one that you want to get. There are some really big names inside of SCHD, and they are all companies that have been around for generations, making hella money and paying their investors for decades. SCHD currently holds about 103 companies inside of this fund. So let's look at the top 10 holdings. We've got Verizon, Coca-Cola, Lockheed Martin, ConocoPhillips, Altria, PepsiCo, Home Depot, Amgen, Chevron, and Cisco Systems. These are solid, well-established companies, aka old school moneymakers. Now, SCHG, that's a whole different beast. This one is the Schwab US Large Cap Growth ETF. Emphasis on the large cap. Large cap basically means they are largely capitalized, which means they got a lot of money. So the focus here is fast growing companies. Out of the 228 total companies currently in this fund, here are the top 10. Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, Meta, aka Facebook, Class A, Broadcom, Alphabet, aka Google, Class A, Tesla, Alphabet Class C, and Eli Lilly. If you're wondering what Class A and Class C means, basically Class A stocks have voting rights and Class C stocks do not. So as you can see, we are talking about the big dogs in tech and innovation. SCHG focuses on blue chip companies with tried and true performance over years. Here's a random fun fact. If you ever wonder where the term blue chip comes from in stocks and investing, it comes from the game of poker. The blue chip is the most valuable chip on the entire poker table. And therefore, blue chip companies tend to be the most valuable companies on the stock market. So if you believe in the future of tech, innovation, and AI, SCHG is heavy in that space. Now listen, whether you're on team SCHD or SCHG, the first step is to just get started. And I've got a super easy way for you to do that. I've partnered with Moomoo, one of my favorite stock investing platforms, and they're gonna let me give you 5 free stocks just for clicking the link in the description here, signing up with them, and depositing $100. Now I want to be clear that $100 is your $100. You're not paying Moomoo. Moomoo is actually commission free, which is what I absolutely love about them. So when you put this $100 into your account, you're literally just paying yourself. And as a reward for you taking care of you, Moomoo is going to hook you up with 5 additional stocks for free on top of that. So while we're talking about building wealth with ETFs like SCHD and SCHG, this is a super easy way for you to start investing without having to put in a whole ton of money. And those free stocks, that's extra money that you can invest too. This is literally a no-brainer. So go ahead, click the link in the description, put your $100 in so you get those 5 free stocks, and let's start making some passive income. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest differences between these two ETFs that we're talking about. SCHD is a dividend paying ETF, meaning it literally pays you just to own it. And right now the dividend they're paying is 4.06%. So what does that mean? So for every $10,000 you invest, you're going to be making $406 a year year in dividends from SCHD. Add a zero to that and those numbers go up. Let's say you put in $100,000 or you grew your money to $100,000. Now you'll be making $4,060 a year in passive income every single year from the dividends that come from this ETF. And you can reinvest those, you can stack that money up, or even supplement your monthly income. SCHG, on the other hand, is a growth ETF. And although it pays dividends, it's not nearly as much as the other one. Currently, SCHG is paying a 0.46% dividend. So for every $10,000 you've got invested, you'll be making $46 a year. If you had invested $100,000 or grew it to $100,000, then you'd be making $460 per year. There's a big difference, right? SCHD will be paying you $4,600 a year and SCHG will be paying you $460 a year. So yes, SCHG pays dividends, but let's be honest, you're not getting it for the dividend payout. You're getting it for the growth, which we'll talk about in a moment. When it comes to dividends, SCHD is going to win this round. So for those of you who really like knowing you're going to get a steady check every single quarter, SCHD is the one. Now, let's talk about fees, because what you keep matters more than what you make. SCHD's expense ratio is really low. It's only 0.06%. If you can afford $10,000, I'm pretty sure you got $6. But SCHG's expense ratio is even lower. So on $10,000, their fee is only $4 per year. Now, both of these ETFs are insanely cheap to own, which makes them highly attractive, and also why they're so popular amongst investors. Compare their crazy low fees to the average of 0.94% or $94 for every $10,000 invested. And they're really both winners. But objectively speaking, SCHG does win here because it is lower than SCHD. Now let's talk about volatility. That means the risk. When it comes to volatility, SCHG is focused on high growth. And because of that, it can be a riskier bet. It can shoot up real fast. But when things go bad or the market isn't performing well, it falls just as hard. And that's mainly because it's so tech heavy. SCHD, on the other hand, is way more stable. When the market is shaky, SCHD is going to hold its ground. Now we can look at the volatility beta to put a number on the amount of risk for each one of these ETFs. The term volatility beta refers to a stock or portfolio's volatility, otherwise known as risk, relative to the overall market. A beta of 1 means that the investment moves in line with the market, while a beta greater than 1 suggests higher volatility or higher risk, and less than 1 implies lower risk or lower volatility. As you can see, SCHD has a volatility beta of 0.74, which is less than 1, so that means it's lower risk, whereas SCHG has a volatility beta of 1.16, aka higher risk. When it comes to risk, we want lower risk, so SCHD is going to be the winner here. Okay. So how do these two actually stack up when it comes to making you money? Over the last 10 years, SCHG has absolutely slaughtered SCHD to the tune of almost 170% greater returns over that period of time. Let's look at the numbers. SCHD has gotten about 59% returns over the past 5 years and 91% returns over the past 10 years. These numbers are great, but they're nothing when you look at what SCHG has done. SCHG, on the other hand, has returned 128% over the last 5 years and 258% over the last 10. Why is there such a big difference? Because SCHG is filled with tech stocks, and tech has been on fire. But here's the catch. Like I said earlier, when the market drops, SCHG is going to feel that hit hardest between the two. And we already saw this when we looked at the volatility beta score. Now, those numbers that I just gave you are the cumulative returns over the past 5 and 10 years. Let's look at what the annual returns have been. It's important to compare these numbers to the average of the stock market. And the average annual stock market return is 8 to 10%. SCHD has gotten about 13% every year. So it's above average, but SCHG has gotten about 16%, so even better. So when we look at performance over the 1 year, 5 year, and 10 year marks, SCHG is the winner of this round. So we've looked at all the categories. Which one should you invest in for your own money goals? Well, let's look at each category. SCHD wins for high dividends and low risk or volatility, but SCHG, greater returns and lower fees. So they're tied 2 and 2. So here's the real question. Do you want steady income or do you want explosive growth? That's really what it comes down to. So let me make this simple for you. SCHD is going to be for you if you want consistent passive income, lower risk and steady growth, a reliable source of dividends, especially if you're close to retirement. If you're focused on stability and cash flow, go with SCHD. Now, SCHG is going to be for you if you want explosive long-term growth, You don't really care about dividends. You just want your money to multiply. You believe in tech, AI, and innovation, and you want to ride the wave of the largest companies in the world. If you want to maximize your growth over the next 10 to 20 years, SCHD, that's your bestie. If you're playing the long-term game, you don't mind some ups and downs, and you just want to grow that bag, SCHG is more than likely the move for you. But here's the thing. If you're like me, if you want to have your cake and eat it too, you can actually just own both. A lot of investors split their portfolios between SCHD and SCHG. For example, let's say you've got $1,000 to invest. You can take $500 of it and put it into SCHD for dividends and stability, and you can take the other $500 and put it into SCHG for high growth. That way, you're collecting dividends while your money is still compounding. This is what I call a win-win. But if I absolutely had to choose only one, I'm going with SCHG because I'm in it for the long game. But since no one's forcing me to choose, I'm going to go with both. Because let's be real, who doesn't like having multiple streams of money? Now, I know how it goes. You watch the videos, you listen to the podcast, you take the notes, but you still aren't actively investing in your brokerage account. Or you may not even have a brokerage account and you can't buy stocks or trade or do any of what we're talking about if you don't do that. And even if you have a brokerage account, if you're not putting anything in it, it's not really making a difference. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. So I need you to apply the things that we talk about here. Mumu and I are handing you an opportunity. 5 free stocks just for putting your own money into your own account. Again, not $100 to them, $100 to you. And let's be honest, you was gonna spend $100 on something else anyway. So quit playing. Click the link in the description and get your account opened. Go ahead and get your 5 free stocks and start letting your money work harder for you than you have to work for it. Before you go, make sure that you like this video, leave a comment for me, and subscribe to The Get Money Show, and share this episode with a friend that you know needs it. Don't gatekeep. We can all win. We can all get to the money. And for more easy to implement money hacks that get you to 7 figures and beyond, including interviews with self-made millionaires who started exactly where you are, ongoing challenges that boost your money, and a community of like-minded people who are all getting to that bag, make sure that you join my rich friends. The link is in the description and I've pinned it to the top of the comments. Now, if you stay to the end, let me know which one you are rocking with, SCHD, SCHG, or both. Let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to reply back. Till next time, peace.